What's up, everybody? My name is Justin and welcome back to another episode of Whiskey Tears. On today's video, we are doing Wild Turkey Single Barrel. First of all, everybody, wanted to say thank you so much. The reason I decided to do this bottle today on the review was because it was from the video that I did on Monday, where we did our first ever bourbon hunt out in the wild. Filmed that, and that is by far the most successful video that I have had to date yet on the channel. Over 1,000 views in less than a day on a channel with less than 150 subscribers. So thank you so much. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. I've got more of those planned coming up here soon in the future. Going to be doing at least 2 more stores already on board. 2 of them, those 2 of which are really, really cool. I think you're going to like them. So thank you so much for that. But today, like I said, we're doing the Wild Turkey Single Barrel, which I did pick up in that last video on the bourbon hunt video. It's coming in at 50.5%, which makes it 101 proof from Wild Turkey. This particular one was bottled on 10/13 of 22 from barrel number 2902, stored in warehouse T on rick number 31. So I've obviously had the rare breed. I've done that on the channel for a while. Rare breed is amazing. I figured since I haven't really seen the single barrel Wild Turkeys around me before, and I've never had it before, it would be a good one to pick up and try. So we're gonna rank it on a tier system. Let's see what it smells like coming out of the bottle pop. Okay, decent bottle pop. It's got the kind of narrow up there. Oh, first of all, the bottle as well. I do think it looks pretty nice. I love the kind of orange gold label on there. Very simplistic, but I think it looks pretty good. All right, nose out of the bottle. Definitely cherry and caramel on there, a lot of cherry and caramel. Ton of cherry, actually, maybe even a little bit of like one of the Luden's cherry cough drops, kind of like that kind of cherry. Real sugary candied cherry. Some caramel and some apple in there too, I think. All right, let's get the pour going and see what this one's gonna smell like coming out of the glass here on the Wild Turkey Single Barrel today. Believe it or not, and this might sound crazy, but I've never had the Wild Turkey 101 or any of that stuff either, so maybe doing that in the future. Gonna try and get one of the Master's Keep bottles one day. Would love to have one of those to try as well. So looking forward to doing all those here on the channel. And next week, I'm really excited because I'm going to be doing this year's Old Carter very small batch release, but the very small batch that comes out in my area, the Maryland, Virginia, Delaware area, the 3 PLDC, I think it's called. Maryland, Virginia, DC, something like that. Got one of those bottles recently from that same store that I did the bourbon hunt video at, so was really happy to get that bottle from them. And gonna be doing that one next week. Last year's 2 PLDC made it into my end of the year blind, so I'm hopeful for that. But let's get the nose here on the Wild Turkey Single Barrel out of the glass. Tons of cherry. A little bit of cinnamon in there. Got the caramel in there as well. Maybe a little bit of almost just a hint of pepperiness. Definitely got like a background of a crisp green apple as well in there. So it's got the cherry, it's that candied cherry, and then in the background there's definitely some crisp green apple as well. Not too much vanilla on this one, maybe just a hint in the background. And just if you really get into the background of it, you just get a slight hint of a oakiness on the background. So, you know, overall, it smells like a bourbon. Smells pretty good. It's a single barrel expression. Let's go ahead and taste this one. Cheers, everybody. Okay. Much oakier than I was expecting. Don't get nearly any of the cherry on that first sip. I was expecting this to be a cherry bomb, but it's much more oakiness. Got a little bit of caramel in there. A little bit of pepperiness, There is a tad bit of bitteriness towards the finish, but it's not overly bad. Not too bad or anything like that. It's just different than what I was expecting from the nose. Definitely get some of that barrel char on there as well. Got a little bit of vanilla there, a little bit of caramel, but almost no cherry. I can't believe I'm getting almost no cherry out of this. Definitely getting more oakiness there on the nose as it opens up a little bit, so can definitely, especially now that I've tasted it as well, it affects your senses and all that, so definitely get that more. But man, you know what, I'm curious, because I know I love rare breeds so much. Let's just do a quick comparison. One day, well, I know which one would, I don't really have to do a blind on these to know which one would win out here. Well, let's just do a quick comparison of the rare breed, which is the barrel proof expression, coming in at 117 proof basically. So we'll see how much different this rare breed is than the single barrel. Oh, so much more richness on the nose on the rare breed. It's a lot different. It is a lot different. Okay, so back into the single barrel. I didn't think it would be that big of a difference there, but there's a big difference. So you get the barrel char, you get the oakiness, you do get some bitteriness on there, especially towards the end, and a little bit of caramel and a little bit of vanilla. Not really any fruitiness on there at all. Okay, so for the Wild Turkey single barrel, where am I going to put this on the tier list? Well, I really liked the nose at first. I thought the nose was really, really nice. I was hoping it was going to taste like the nose, but it comes up just a bit short of that. So I think for me, because it's just lacking a little bit on the taste, on the palate, I think the Wild Turkey single barrel, at least the one that I have, is going to go down on the C tier. C tier, it's fine. It's definitely drinkable. I think this bottle was $50 that I got, so it's not an expensive bottle or anything like that. Definitely can be an everyday sipper, but it's not something that I would give to people to show off or to try and maybe get somebody into bourbon. Maybe if you wanted to introduce them to a little bit more oakiness, because there's definitely oakiness on it, but it's got some of that bitteriness in there too. So yeah, it's gonna go on the C tier, the average, the everyday sipper for me, and I think that's where we're gonna stick with it. So we'll let that open up, and I'll come back to it in a few weeks, see if anything changes on there, but especially compared to the rare breed, and for me at the store, I think there was a $10 difference between these, so $10 difference between this Wild Turkey single barrel and the Wild Turkey rare breed. It's gonna be a rare breed over the single barrel every single time, and it's not even close. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit like and subscribe. Let me know if you guys have had any of the Wild Turkey single barrels as well, and stay tuned for next week's video of the Old Carter coming up soon, as well as more bourbon hunting videos in the future. I'll catch you next time.